Hello, this is Scholar Extractor and some algebra. Today in Unit 2B, we're going to be solving equalities using addition and subtraction. So we're getting more of that practice of adding stuff to both sides, subtracting both sides, and dividing. But we're going to be working with inequalities. So remember inequalities, so we have equations that has an equal sign, expressions, no equal sign, and the inequalities has these symbols: less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So a graph of an inequality, it's quite nice because we use, if we have one variable, we just use a number line. And let's say x is less than 2 as an example. So remember, this symbol means less than, so that means shade left. So this is 2, and less than, we make an open dot, because it's not equal to 2, it's less than 2, and then we shade to the left. Okay. So one way to think about it, if the inequality faces the number, shade left. So if you think of the face, so the face is, it's facing to, or you can say it's pointing to the x. If it's pointing to the variable, that means you shade left. If it's pointing to the number, you shade right. So here's another example of shading right. That would be x is greater than 2. And remember, these can be written different ways. This is the same thing. And this is still x is less than 2. This is x is greater than 2. So we would make a number line again, and make an open dot and shade to the right. Equivalent inequalities are inequalities that have the same solution. And then this mess here and here, it just tells us we're allowed to add to both sides of the inequality or subtract. So let's do some examples here. Your school wants to collect at least 5,000 pounds of food for a drive. Write and graph an inequality to describe the amount of food that your school hopes to collect. Okay, so we want at least 5,000 pounds. So we're going to let x equal the amount of food. Okay. And if you want at least 5,000 pounds, so it can be 5,000, and it has to be big or bigger, right? So greater than, so x is greater than 5,000, and then it can be equal to, so we put the greater than or equal to symbol. So all we do is we have 5,000 here in the middle. Okay. And then we're going to make a closed dot, because a closed dot says it can be 5,000. And then greater than means shade to the right, because it's okay if we collect 6,000 pounds of food, 7,000 pounds. It can be anything above 5,000. Okay, so let's do another one. You must be 16 years old or older to get your driver's license. Okay, so let's let x equal age. X is So our age, if we want a driver's license, needs to be at least 16 or older. So that's x is greater or equal to 16. You can also write this like this. 16, that's however way you prefer. I prefer the left because that's how you read it. X is greater than or equal to 16. While the other side tells me 16 is less than or equal to the age, which kind of sounds weird. But here we put 16. Once again, close dot, shade to the right. All right. So just like our equations, we sometimes have to solve for a variable. So you do the same method. We're just trying to get n by itself. So to get n by itself, we have a minus 3.5. So I'm going to add a 3.5 to both sides. So I will get n is less than 6. So here I put 6 in the middle, and then it's an open dot because there's no equal sign. It can't be 6, but it's everything less than 6. Okay, let's do another one. So we're trying to get y by itself. So this minus 3.3 can be added. So I will get 9.3 is greater than y. So I have 9.3 here. And we make an open dot. And then which way do we shade? Okay, so 9.3 is bigger than y. That means y is less than 9.3. Okay, let's do the next one. So z minus 7 is greater than or equal to 4. So plus 7 to both sides. And we'll get z not equals, but greater than or equal to 11. So we put 11 here. We put a closed dot because it can be equal to 11. And then greater means to the right. All right, let's do some more. I'm going to subtract 8. So I have negative 5 is less than or equal to y. So I have negative 5 here, and we have a closed dot, and it says y, so negative 5 is less than or equal to y. That means y is bigger than negative 5. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is get rid of this improper fraction, or this mixed number, and change it into an improper fraction. So remember, so we have 3 1/4 here. We take our denominator, multiply it by our whole number. So 4 times 3 is 12. And then we add our numerator. So 12 plus 1 is 13. And that is our fraction here. So you can change it into a fraction, or you can change it into a decimal, which is 3.25. In this case, it's easier to change it into a decimal. So I have r plus 3.25. So I'm going to minus 3.25 to both sides. And I'll get r is less than 1.75. So I put 1.75 here, and then open or close dot. It's open because there's no equal, and then shade to the left. -3, -3. M is greater than or equal to 4.2. So 4.2. Close dot. And M is bigger or equal to the 4.2, so we're shading to the right. So make sure you know which one's open dot. So open dot is less than or greater than. Close dot is less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, or just equal to. And that's that.